Oh, just look in there. That is one mushroom madras. Look at that, mushroom madras. Now if you want to know how to make it, let's do it right now. Okay, so this starts with prepping some mushrooms. Now I've got various sizes of mushrooms here, and it's all about the mushroom. So if you've got small mushrooms, they can go in whole. If you've got big mushrooms, you know, we're just gonna half them and we're gonna chuck them in a bowl. So these big ones we want in, you know, they are going to reduce when we cook them. So get them in there. You know, and if you've got ones like this, it's very borderline to being big or small, but we'll chuck that in. So that's all we're going to do. We're just going up to half up our mushrooms. Now these mushrooms have been washed and they've been wiped round with a kitchen towel. Now if they're massive, you know, you can always third them or quarter them, entirely up to you. But we want mushrooms. We don't want slices. So get those chunks in there. Some very dodgy looking mushrooms here. Right, there we go. Mushrooms prepped, ready for our mushroom madras. Let's crack on. Okay, we want to get a flame on. Flame on there. Get that pan heated up, get in there with some oil. Right, in there with our bay leaf and our hard spices. Quick whiz round in there, nice and steady. Give it a minute or so. Now as always, if you watch the videos, make sure you've cracked open those cardamom seeds, because they will pop in the pan. And all we're going to do is just put a little bit of flavour in this oil. Now it ain't going to be much, to be quite fair. It's going to flavour it a little bit. I can smell those aromatics coming out of that pan already. Okay, in with some garlic and ginger. Get that in there, give it a whiz round. Now all we're doing is cooking that aroma out of that garlic and ginger. It won't brown. We've got the flame fairly reasonable there, look. So just cook that out nice and steady in there, just for a few seconds or so, you know, just to cook off that rawness out of that pan. Okay, in with our spices, and we've got a whole bundle of those. In they go. Stir them round in the oil and start to cook them in the oil. This is called blooming out the spices, and it can only be done in the hot oil. So you should always cook the spices first in the hot oil to bloom out the essential oils that are coming out of those dry spices. You know, it's not rocket science, and the flame's not that high, look, it's only about that high. I don't know if you can see that. So those spices are blooming out fantastic in there. You get a fantastic aroma coming from that pan. And then what we need to do, we need to go in with some of our onion paste. Get our onion paste in and start to cook that in there. Now don't forget, these spices are still cooking in the paste. You should have learnt that by watching the other videos. They're cooking very nicely in there with that onion paste. That is how to bloom out your spices and add your onion paste. That's as easy as that. And as you can see, they're not burning. Look, the oils are taking out the essential oils and the ingredients from that spice mix and that onion paste now. The smell in here is incredible. Now don't forget, our onion paste is already cooked. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in there with our mushrooms. Now I heard the other day, don't add mushrooms until they're being cooked, because it makes the curry go black. I've never heard anything like it. So get that in there and let those mushrooms start releasing that mushroom juice into that pan. So that's our mushrooms all coated up in that spice mix. And what you want to do, you just want to go in there with a little bit of water. Put a little bit of water in there just to help these mushrooms cook. In with a little bit more water. We don't need to go much, so we've got to add the tomato paste yet. So in with our tomato paste. Start to cook that in there. And you can see already we've got this lovely curry starting to form with these mushrooms. And these mushrooms have taken on that slight yellow colour from our spices. We'll give that a little minute in there just to cook off, and the fluid from the mushrooms will start to come into that curry. And then we can add a little bit more water. Now the mushrooms will reduce a little bit, that's why we didn't slice them all up or cut them small. We want mushrooms in here, it's a mushroom curry. Now there's certainly no rush for this curry at all, it's dead easy. In with a little bit more water. Just cook that in there. Oh, that looks fabulous. That looks absolutely fabulous already. What we're going to do, we're going to go in with a little bit of lemon, and we're going to drop that lemon in there. Now it's about 1/4 of a lemon. We can cook that in there. And as you can see, the fluid has already started to increase as it comes out of the mushrooms. In with a little bit of Worcester sauce. Get that in there. Oh, this madras is coming together perfectly. Look at that. Hoo-wee. That smells fantastic. little bit of tamarind, just work that in there. So just give that a little working in there. Just look at that madras, that looks fantastic. In with some coriander. Now I like my coriander in there, you know, some people like to chuck it over the top. I like it cooked in. That is looking fantastic. That is virtually ready. Look at that mushroom madras. How easy is that? Comes together within a few minutes. So simple. Right, what we need to do, we need to fish out those bay leaves and that cinnamon stick. So wherever that other bay leaf is, oh, cinnamon stick, bay leaf. Now you can leave that lemon in there or you can fish it out, that's entirely up to you. I'm just going to thicken that just a little bit. I want some sauce, but there's just a little bit too much sauce there. Oh, just look in there. That is one mushroom madras. So there we are. Mushroom madras made. Let's serve it up. Delicious crunchy mushrooms. Mushrooms with texture in that madras sauce, sweet, sour and a lot of heat. That is madras mushroom made. If you like what we're doing, don't forget, smash that like and subscribe, share with your friends, all that kind of stuff. Catch you in the next video.